Okay, we are live.
Thomas.
Hey,
I know it's our only third time talking to each other. And thank you for allowing me to coach you for the
yeah,
first time.
thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Um, just to get it started, what's your intention for today?
Hmm. I met a lot of people who are quite superficial in terms of numbers, to judge people based on numbers, based on titles. And I hope to get more clarity on how could I deal with these people. Yeah, that's my goal today.
Why is dealing with these people, these superficial people, important to you?
Hmm. Yeah, there are so many of them, right? Yeah, that's the easy answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a bit more background will be helpful.
Mhm.
Last week, I joined some events, which is some finance people kind of events, and this association is full of people just looking at people's titles and companies. If you are some small firms executive, they don't care, right? They only care about huge company with huge title. That's who they are. And I know it's not good for me. So I will probably stay away from them going forward. But I just keep running into these kind of people. Some people who look at titles, who look at company. Some people look at numbers. For example, I'm an influencer myself. So many people will judge me based on the number of followers, the number of views, whatnot. So sometimes I need these things to get on the table so that I can perform. I can do my performance. So, but I need these superficial things to get on the table. So that's something, yeah, I'm struggling with. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. I really appreciate your transparency. On here, I know you don't like to be judged. You feel it's just annoying to be around with these people, but you also mentioned that you need to get on the table because of which you have to deal with these people. So I guess another question is about why do you need to get on the table? What kind of table are you targeting to get on?
It's an interesting question. The world is full of noises, right?
Mhm.
People don't have enough time for one another. So many people judge people based on these numerical system. Very simple, very easy, very time efficient. I could do that from time to time too. So basically, is a labeling system, who you are, and I need these things to assess how much time I can give you to know more about you, right? So it's hard. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just a superficial system, a bunch of jerks, or it's just pretty much all the people. So it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, speaking of the tables, there are some great adventures I'm on. The first will be coaching. And and also could be some speaking, being a keynote speaker for many events on the internet, to be an interviewer, interviewing some famous people. Sometimes I need these numerical things.
Yeah. Speaking of this labeling system, what do you think are the pros of this superficial labeling system in today's society?
Yeah, we touch upon that a little bit. People are so busy, and there are a vast variety of things that are grabbing people's attention, right? Short videos, posts, news, whatever. And people need some kind of simplified system to determine how much time and energy one can give to another people. So, which makes it harder because maybe I am very deep and rich within that people, it's difficult to judge by the package. So as a result, people judge by numbers, judge by title, judge by who you are friend with, who you work for, who you have collaborated with. So all these things are just a signaling system of how important you are and how likely you are connected with these people. So I don't blame people being all that. Just I don't know how I could approach this without violating my core values. That's it.
Hmm. What are your core values? I'm just curious.
These things evolve, but currently my core values include authenticity, include courage, include yeah connections. Yeah,
Not superficial connections, deep connections.
yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These are my core values, and it's important. Yeah.
Yeah, these are definitely important to you as your core values. How did you feel when you were interacting with those people and when you're basically under this labeling system?
Mm. This goes deep to something deeper, which is if I can just be myself and interact with these number-focused people, I won't violate my core values because I just be myself. It's just the outcome that made me sad and disappointed because if I say, hey, I don't work for a huge company, I don't have a vice president title or some director title, I just on my own journey with nothing that they can relate to. So as a result, people say, nice, nice. Yeah, next one. Yeah, yeah, what's the next one? Yeah. So I think what's underneath is deep down, I still need some kind of validation from these people. Even I claim I don't need them. So I think that's the core. And yeah,
What kind of people do you really need a validation from?
Yeah, it's a great question. What do you think about it? Mm. Ideally, I only need a validation from. I don't really need a validation, but I need connections with people who share similar core values, similar vision, similar mission with me. That's in ideal circumstances. But it is my current working assumption that these people, there aren't a lot of them. So sometimes I need to work with people who don't share these values with me. So that is, that creates problems. Hmm.
Yeah, I think that creates the dichotomy you're in, right? You are ideally you're really willing and more than happy to connect with those people with similar values, and the people with similar values to you, they don't judge you by your titles, the companies you work for, the brand names, everything, but you're also seeking for connections or validations from people who are not sharing the same values with you.
Yeah, as a coach, I know it's similar, it's classic going to the hardware store for milk kind of situation.
Mm.
For me, it's hard to avoid. The
Mm.
reason is sometimes I know within a bunch of superficial people, there could be one or two folks who are really likely to connect with me. So it's like gold digging, right? It's not classic gold digging, but similar. So I will go into these superficial people and find one or two people who I connect with. So that
And it's
connects
one or
to,
two.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, that connects to my values such as courage. I just try. If they are superficial people, I move on to the next, and I move on to the next. And if I try all the people, no one is awake according to my definition, I will just walk away. But being rejected by these wrong people still stings. So I think that's the situation. I mean,
What are some of the factors you think they're rejecting you, even if they think they are probably one of the good ones, one of the people who share some similar values with you? Why did they reject?
from an intellectual perspective, I know rejection sometimes is great, right? It's a people's way to tell me we are not gonna get along. Yeah, help me, help you get away, right? I think from an intellectual perspective, I know it. But these types of rejections still stings from time to time.
How did you feel about these rejections?
Not good. Yeah, not good. Disappointed. Yeah, it's hard.
Disappointed about whom or what?
Disappointed that people don't have the basic human decency to be compassionate and empathetic and to care for each other, to be truly curious about each other's journey. And basically, I got disappointed because these people are not like me.
So you're disappointed about people who don't share the same values with you, who are basically not the ones you want to build connections with.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I already knew that before the event because I was a volunteer in this committee. So we had a lot of meetings. The values they already manifested is so not right. So I already knew that. But it is my value that if I made a commitment to help them with the forum, yeah, maybe a little bit more background will be helpful. I joined this committee. It's like a finance association committee, and we had this huge forum last week. So we have been planning this thing for a couple of months beforehand, and so basically that's how I signed up for help them with the forum. And we had monthly meeting and a weekly meeting before the forum. So I already knew these people don't share the similar values with me. But because I sign up for the forum, I have to see it through. So that's my values. But as a result, the day of the forum, these people's reaction to me, how they treat me was like a pawn, right? Yeah, a lot of condescending, hierarchical stuff, which I already knew, but they just do it on my face. It's still shocking and surprising to me.
Mm.
Yeah, it took me a day to get it out of my system. It's hard, but
Why don't you just leave? What are your concerns about not interacting with them at all?
hmm, I don't know. Yeah, two reasons. First is free stuff, right? Free lunch and free speeches from some keynote speaker who are in the finance industry and they are very senior. They have a lot of experience. It will be nice to know them, and they are not organizers, so they are fine. Second is deep down, I wanted to see things through. I committed to help them organizing the forum, and I had to see it through. That's my values.
Mm.
Yeah, but that could be something that require some review. But yeah, that's how I approach things. But if you ask me, will I join another one? Definitely not. But still a borderline traumatic experience.
Yeah. I really love your commitment. First of all, I think if I were you, I would just run away. But I love your commitment. I think the commitment actually speaks more than the free stuff, free lunch.
Mm,
So
hopefully.
actually, I want to talk more about your other two values. I mean,
Mm.
connection part, you probably cannot seek for. I mean, it's really hard to find those people you can develop the deep connections with in this organization. But what about the other two values? Authenticity and courage.
Hmm. Subconsciously, I have already developed two layers of authenticity.
Mm.
When I deal with people who share similar values with me, I can be fully myself. I can express whatever I want to express.
Yeah.
When dealing with people who don't, or highly likely don't share my values, my bottom line or my line is I don't lie. So that's a different kind of layer system. That's how I approach this. Maybe I could review it. I don't know.
I think they are great.
Hmm?
They are great. I mean, what you're doing right now, they truly represent yourself being authentic
Mhm.
towards different groups of people. Uh,
Yeah, that's how I approach this subconsciously. I didn't, yeah, write that down, but that's
right.
how I do things these days.
Yeah, you are being authentic. You have been authentic to them.
Yeah, at least I don't lie. That's the line, right? If I cross the line, what else is impossible? Yeah. So yeah, that's where I draw the line. Yeah, speaking of courage, I think that's something that can work for me and against me at the same time. Sometimes I join these kind of networking events or some kind of meetup events,
Mm.
and I will talk to people and to share who I really am. And some people resonate with me, some people don't. And rejections doesn't concern me that much because it ties to courage, right? Sometimes from time to time, for example, if I talk to 50 people, I may get one or two awake people from the group. So that's why I keep going because I see the possibility that I may make some genuine connections with a tiny portion of these people. Yeah, it's hard.
But you've been doing that. It's hard, but you've been doing that. That means you have courage. You have grit.
Yeah, yeah, like it. And on the other hand, quiet rejection does not concern me.
Mm.
It's people who are acting way out of line, right? Yeah, humiliating people. Yeah, do these kind of nasty things. That made me feel bad. I don't know why.
Perhaps it makes everyone feel bad.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah. So I guess you don't have to feel bad for someone who makes people feel bad.
Yeah, that ties to another question.
Mm.
I can do a bunch of different things. For example, never join this club anymore. Second, be vocal and send a message in the group that some folks in this group are not great people. So, and they should respect people more. And also, what I can do is to write on the internet about what happened. Yeah, I
Mm.
haven't figured out. Yeah.
Among the three options, what feel which option actually feels more authentic to you?
they are all aligned with my values. So it's what I'm gonna achieve by doing this.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The outcome.
Yeah. So, and yeah, what I'm currently doing is just ignore whatever happened in that group and never show up anymore. Not because that's what I chose to do, but I have so many other things on my plate. So I don't have the energy to deal with these things anymore. Yeah, it's hard. But yeah, that's the current situation.
Yeah. What are you feeling right now? I noticed your energy being pretty low. But speaking of ignorance of these events, not show up.
I don't know. Confused. I haven't find a way to reconcile different kind of styles. If I can find a way to reconcile, I will be much happier.
What are you going to reconcile?
Yeah, my way and yeah, for example, my way is the first way, and there are also people in the second way, and there are people in the third way, whatever, and we are gonna lead to different outcomes, right?
Yeah.
What I don't know is yeah, I'm more confused. Yeah, a second. Is to justify the difference in these outcomes, basically.
Mm.
For example, if I am a great people and other people are evil person, and maybe I get better results. Maybe he get better results.
Mm.
One way to reconcile is maybe the world is full of evil people. Just one way to reconcile that, right?
Mm.
Yeah, also other ways, for example, I have my own scorecards, my own criteria of success,
Mm.
and they have theirs. So
Yeah.
there's another way to reconcile that. So what I'm confused is I haven't got a way to explain the difference. Yeah, that's
Mm.
now.
Then let's take some time to do this work to justify the each of the outcomes and then reconcile as well as evaluate the assumptions you just made. So for the first way you mentioned, to if I ordered that correctly, it was to just ignore and never show up.
Mm.
What assumptions did you make for that?
Yeah, yeah. I would like to move a little bit further.
Yeah.
For example, my way
Mm.
being treating people with decency with dignity, being kind, being compassionate. That's my way. Other people being the Dyke triad. I don't know if you have heard it. Yeah, being manipulative, being hierarchical, being evil, basically. Yeah, in my point of view, maybe they think they are the greatest people on the earth. So maybe they have achieved kind of success in that organization. Right? I achieve some kind of success in my organization or in my ecosystem. So they are in an ecosystem that rewards evil behaviors, and they package evil behaviors as something natural and good and something which is inherently right. They package that as something unquestioned, being hierarchical. Maybe believe that's the best way, or maybe they believe that's the only way. That's how the system works. And in my system, all whoever I'm gonna work with is our own ecosystem that rewards kind behavior, dignity, rewards creativity, rewards influence without title. I forgot the name. Yeah, without authority.
Yeah.
Yeah, reward bright traits. And I want to be in this ecosystem. And my work will be centered around how could I be more in this system for longer period of time? How could I invite more people, great people outside my ecosystem into this ecosystem to build a larger ecosystem? How could I collaborate with people who are already in this ecosystem so I can be part of it? How could I meet more of these great people instead of forcing these dark hierarchical people and hoping they show my way, which is impossible, which is they don't have the capability and they don't have the willingness to do it. Yeah, I think it's a great way to look at things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like it.
You're basically answer the questions we talked about at the very beginning. You want to gain more clarity on how to deal with these superficial people, and then our conclusion is trying to create a new ecosystem filled with people that share the same values with you, that are great, that don't lead lead without authority, influence without authority.
Yeah.
And by looking in this like new way you just came up with, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, better. Yeah. Yeah, it's very it's frustrating that I know this is bachelor level of questions. And maybe a week ago, I was dealing with master level of questions, which is many people who are awake are not awake the same way as I am. I think that's the master level of question. And today's question is, how do I deal with people who are still asleep? I think that's it's a bit frustrating that I still need to deal with better level of problems, but it would be nice to get more clarity on that because it's laid a solid foundation, right? You cannot get to the master level without laying a very solid foundation in the bachelor level.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I guess we both know that you're also a coach, professional expert coach. We cannot change anyone. other people. We cannot change their perspectives. We cannot change their behavior. All we can change is our mindset, our behavior, our actions. So speaking of your new perspective, I just want to add more specifics. What are the action items have you already been taking in order to create this new, or just attract more people who share the same values to the new ecosystem, that better ecosystem?
Yeah, I'm already doing the work. I have already got a system to determine who are the awake people, who are the sleeping people, who are evil awake, who are great or not evil, but great awake. I think it's already got a system to do it. But sometimes we may run into jerks, and we may need some time to lay a more solid foundation so that I can move on. So what I'm willing to commit to, don't make huge commitment with people who are not sharing the same values with me. Because I don't make a commitment, I can just be a consumer, to be a guest that I don't need to worry about my prior commitment. So I can just walk away because I didn't commit anything. And the second will be I don't know, channel more my energy and time to find to venues and occasions that are more likely to find people who share the same values with me, instead of digging the treasure in some rubbish yard, basically.
Yeah, that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, the return on investment just cannot be justified.
Yeah.
And the risk is huge. There are a bunch of jerks there. If they're doing some nasty things, it may drain me. Right? It may take hours or even days before I can get it out of my system and move on to find my buddies who share similar values with me. So I think that's a great lesson. That there are some occasions that I cannot find my buddies or my people, which is totally fine. But if these venues have jerks who can drain you significantly, that will be a huge red flag. It's something I should be avoid. It's not something, it's not a great place for me to dig the treasures. Yeah, I think it's a great awareness.
Yeah.
I like
Just
it.
want to chime in just one sentence that because you were being courageous
Yeah.
and you were being such a hopeful person, so you kind of wanted to find the treasure out of this garbage place. You're hopeful for human beings, overall humanity.
Yeah.
Even though you said multiple times, I think people are just evil, but you're authentically being hopeful and courageous.
Yeah. I know some people are evil, not all. Some people are evil. I know that. But I believe there could be hidden gem. I believe there could be hidden or buried treasure in a group of sleepwalkers, right? So, yeah, and I like to find them. But be aware of the jerks in the rubbish yard. Yeah, if there are jerks walking around, walk away. Yeah, that's a great way to preserve my mental health, my energy.
That's right.
Yeah, I like it.
How about next time for example, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, you unintentionally run into someone who are not that deep connection people, basically who are superficial. What are some of the things you would prepare yourself for?
Draw a line. Where is the basic human decency? In my perspective, if anyone violates or cross the line, I can have a system in place to do that. Do I retaliate? Do I walk away? Do I speak up? I can get it planned beforehand, so I don't need to figure out what's my action plan. There is a jerk here. Yeah, so that's a new way. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, to be honest, I don't hate sleepwalkers. People can still be very attentive, right? They can listen to your story. Maybe they are not awake yet, but they can remain decent when dealing with people. Many people do that. Many people still have the decent human decency. I think it's the people who cross the line, who are manipulative, who are not empathetic about other people. They don't care about other people's feeling. That are very dangerous people, and I don't want to deal with them, and I don't want to fight them. If makes it my fight, I will fight. But if it's not my fight, I will walk away. That's my takeaway.
What are the action items then? Action steps you will take?
Develop a system to make it very nuanced, very detailed. Who energize me? Who drains me? Who are people that I can get along with, awake or not? And have a system in place on how I can deal with different sets of people so that I don't need to have a plan on the occasion. That's my takeaway. Yeah, I do need to go in 1 minute.
Yeah, I will just probably send you a follow-up or check-in next week or so to see if you have already accomplished this action item of developing this system. Yeah, it's really nice talking to you, and thank you for sharing your story, your worries, concerns.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's probably for another topic that I could have more clarity on these evil awake people who are already awake, but they are evil, or who are just jerks, who are sleepwalkers. I don't know. Maybe there could be a lot of discussion around that, how I could deal with them, how I could avoid them, what to do. I think will be a very interesting topic for the next one.
Yeah, we can definitely talk a lot about that one, about different actions, different perspectives towards different groups of people. But yeah,
like that.
Hope you feel better. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, I'm better, really better. Yeah, not pretend better.
Yeah, I know you're authentic. Yeah, let's see that.
Right.
Yeah.